Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
The Cigar Pulpit intro song. This is it. It's not too long. And wait till you hear the rest. Wow, that was quick. This is it. Welcome to the Cigar Pulpit Podcast. Another sermon from the pulpit. And here he is, the Bishop of the Burn, Nick Billa.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today I'm going to be joined by Mike Brinker, and we're going to do that annual tradition of talking about Christmas gift ideas for cigar lovers. Now, this is the episode that you're going to want both for yourself, giving you tips about things to ask for Christmas, but then also this is going to be one that you're going to want to play, maybe at least the first part, with loved ones in the car. Maybe they overhear it so that they get some ideas, that sort of thing. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into that, and I will catch you on the other side of my chat with Mike Brinker. And I'm joined today by Mike Brinker. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Nick. How you doing this afternoon?
Great. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you. It's been a while.
It has been a minute. It's
been so long. I took forever to get logged into my email because I never use my laptop for email anymore. I kept saying, scan this code. And so finally, they sent something to my phone that allowed me to get into it.
Well, that must be nice to not have to check your email all the time.
Oh, I do. I just do it through my phone.
Oh, okay.
I never use my laptop for anything.
Gotcha.
Except for these.
Well, okay then. All right. Well, good. We're blowing the dust off the laptop a little bit here. So, all right. Well, today you and I are going to discuss Christmas shopping because it is important for cigar smokers to start giving the hints and educating the family members now because you don't want to wait too long. But first, let's get some cigars going. What are you smoking today?
Right. I am smoking from Aganorsa Leaf. The La Validacion Corojo Robusto Grand. I think it's called a Grand Robusto.
Okay. Nice. I like that one. I didn't have any, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, but I'm smoking something from Aganorsa Leaf as well. I'm smoking the Lunatic Torch. I guess it's a Robusto. I don't know. It's 5.5 by 50, so it's like a half inch bigger than a Robusto. So it might be that Robusto Plus or something like that. All Nicaraguan cigar, so it's good. It does have that unfinished foot. If I don't know if you can see or if anybody it's got that little shaggy foot going on the end there. So
I like those.
They're okay. My only thing with them is they tend to sometimes cause me issues with lighting.
Really?
I just don't want them like flaking off and getting on my clothes and burning holes in my shirts,
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I like them this way, sitting in the garage. I don't like them when I'm driving. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah. Or out on a golf course, you don't want one of those because you're out in the wind and.
True. Although I can't tell you the last time I was out on a golf course.
Or sitting around a fire pit.
I'll give you that. Okay. Now that I do. I broke out the solo stove when Luke was in town, and I love that thing so much. I need to.
We haven't broke ours out yet. It's still a little too warm.
Jerk.
And there's nobody here but me.
Oh well, okay, yeah. That still, you could still do it, you know. But no. I like how you had to point out that it's just a little warm. So anyway. All right. Well, it's time to cut the cigar. And the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. 2 Guys are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows 2 Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection of fair prices and excellent customer service. So head on over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. With that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar.
All right.
You've been ordering from 2 Guys.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah?
I haven't really been shopping too much local unless it's an emergency, just because lately I've been getting some badly kept cigars. They're not keeping their humidor so great.
Yeah.
Now there's still a bunch I gotta go check out that I have not checked out yet.
Yeah.
But it's a different town a little ways away, so I just haven't made my way there yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you got to go a little bit of a ways, I can understand why that would be,
Right.
not a top priority. All right, well, let's listen to the greatest commercial that we've ever heard.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, but what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so, they can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, you threw out the suggestion here. We were texting earlier, and you're like, "What do you want to talk about?" And I was like, "Oh shit, let me think about it." And you're like, "Well, I thought about this," and I'm like, "Perfect." So, what Christmas gift ideas? As you were telling me earlier, this is the time to be thinking about this stuff.
Right. I mean, because depending on what you want, cigars obviously ship pretty quick, but or you can go get them picked up. But if you want a humidor or a lighter that you're a cutter that you got to order, you don't want to wait till a week or two before Christmas because, I mean, there's not to mention they're still catching up from shipping delays from the shutdown and whatnot.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's gonna clog some shit up, and who knows? So the sooner you can get the right people looking for your stuff and ordering it, the better. And a big thing I was telling you about is make sure the people who are going to be buying for you know what you want.
Yeah, this is not a time to be general and to be like, oh, anything is fine. This is a time to be a little bit more specific than you probably normally would be.
Because a lot of people are not used to buying cigars unless they're a smoker. They may see some $5, $6 cigar and think that's an ultra premium. And they're too intimidated to ask anybody at the shop for help about it.
Well, and hopefully, you're shopping at a place that maybe maintains customer records to where your loved one could go into the shop and say, hey, Billy comes in here all the time and I'm here, buying a Christmas gift for him, blah, blah, blah. What do they get? And the shop could be like, oh, they always smoke the Aganorsa, La Valedición or whatever. But if
There's
for whatever
so
reason,
many not like that, though.
That's exactly my point. If for whatever reason it's a shop that's not, you got to be prepared to pick something out. Yeah.
And don't be afraid to tell your relatives or friends, this is what I would like if you're going to buy me a gift or etc. I mean, because they would rather get you something you really like than see that look on your face of like, oh, fuck.
Well, and everybody can tell when you're like, oh, thanks. Everybody can tell.
I got just the spot in the humidor for these 5.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put these right next to that Cuban that you got a great deal on when you were in the Dominican and brought back for me. That kind of thing.
Or a humidor that doesn't fit your cigar lifestyle. Or a lighter that, maybe more for a pipe than cigars,
For
or
sure.
or just fancier than you really want.
Yeah, well, but see, okay. Now that would be something that I would say that if let's say you have a loved one asking about a gift, maybe this is the opportunity to think about something a little fancier than you normally would do. Like, I know a lot of people that they're rocking the Vertigo Cyclone and the little plastic. Oh, do I have one sitting around? I do. I think I do. It's right there. Oh God. Yep. Vertigo Cyclone or the little plastic cutter, right? But let's say this is the time of year where they're asking for gift ideas, and you're like, I'm gonna upgrade the tools. I'm gonna get something fancy. This is maybe the time to be talking about that, $90 Calibri SV cutter, or maybe this is the time to consider getting that Lotus Winston. I think it's the Winston.
Yeah.
It's the steampunk lighter. The guys at Two Guys, they call it the steampunk lighter. It's that that triple jet,
Right?
no, quad jet.
Quad jet.
Big old steampunky lighter. I also, in terms of a table lighter, I really like. I'm not necessarily going to endorse this brand. I mean, this is nice. I bought this at Ash and Ale, but you can get these kind of. Going, and a lot of times you see these, not just at cigar shops, you actually see them probably more frequently at like Kitchen Supply for like
a lot of people use them for
brulee and barbecues
brulee.
and brulee and that sort of thing. But like this has got this awesome, adjustable thingy here for the flame, and you can do that. And this is a great little tabletop lighter, and you can light your cigar pretty easily with that. And don't get me wrong, it's a butane hog. Both of these, the Winston and the gun, they're butane hogs. I mean, you're gonna fill them up, and they're gonna, but they last a long time though too. Somewhere around here, I was looking for it during the greatest commercial you ever heard, because I knew I was gonna be showing off some lighters. Somewhere around here, I have one of those Drew Estate spray can tabletop light.
You're gonna do like the lamp looking thing.
No, those are cool though.
Those are Alex Bradley, I think.
Yeah, those are cool though. But no, Drew Estate, they make the one that looks like a can of spray paint, and it's a pretty cool tabletop lighter. It's a showpiece. It's one of those things where if let's say you have a space in your home where you sit and smoke cigars, and maybe you have people come over and smoke with you, or whatever, maybe you want a nice tabletop lighter for that space, one that just kind of lives there. That might be something to consider as a gift idea.
Yeah.
Or
like I just for me specifically, when I was having that issue, I specifically told people, don't buy me a lighter, buy me a cool cutter.
Yeah.
Because lighters always break. And
there is that.
Someone buy me an $80, $90 lighter. Oh, where's that lighter I got you? Well, it's back at the manufacturer getting repaired for the third time.
Yeah.
Whereas a cutter, those things will last forever before you got to send them in to get resharpened. So I always go heavier on the fanciness and niceness of a cutter over a lighter personally. That's just me.
Well, just for
I've had bad luck.
For sure. I mean, just for my daily use, what do I have? I have that $90 Calibri, but I have that $10 Vertigo, lighter. Because, again, like you said, the lighters, they tend to just kind of wear out a little quicker. And, these guys, shit, man, I was at Total Wine the other day. They had a whole thing of the Vertigo Cyclones at the end cap at the register, $12 per. They had them racked up in there, and I'm like, well, now I know where I can go to get another one of those when I need it.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, granted, if I had cleaned my house and got everything organized around
You'd
here,
find 20.
I was gonna say 8, but you're right. It's probably closer to at least 10. But yeah, they're around here. I know they are, because last I knew, I don't know if they still are or not. They were maybe like $12 a piece or 2 for $20 from Two Guys. So like sometimes I would just tack on 2 of them just to make sure I had a lighter. So I don't know. But okay. So,
and then similarly with humidors.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what your needs are. or what you're looking for with a humidor. So be specific. Let them, if you want a solid one, or if you want a big 250 stick deal or something like that. Just don't be afraid to be specific with people, or you're going to end up with stuff you don't want and can't use.
Exactly. And and then it's going to be hard to return and this and that and whatever. I didn't really think about humidors when I was putting together my list for this. Just because I kind of feel like the humidor, it's a good gift idea. Don't get me wrong. For me, I wouldn't want somebody to buy me a humidor. That would
that's more of a wife or like sibling, or your children will all get together and maybe try to buy you one.
Yeah,
that's where you need to be specific with them.
It's
that's a close relative gift,
or just a straight up you have to do it yourself kind of thing. Yeah, right. Exactly. Now I will say one thing that has crossed my radar. It had crossed my radar a couple years back, but I really dig it this year, and I see a lot of value with it this year. You know those silicone ashtrays?
Mm-hmm. I've got.
I think one of those for the patio, like just to live on the patio table, that is a wonderful gift.
That's what mine is. It's a black one from Dan the Man from Riverman gave it to me on my going away party.
Okay.
I forget what the brand was that they're stamped
and that's
with.
The thing. They might be stamped with something. Over time, they might wear off, whatever.
Yeah.
But
no, this one's still,
is it still
there? I
there?
just can't see it.
Oh, okay.
It's my sister's favorite. She may have taken it in the garage.
Oh, okay. But those they're workhorses, man, and they can get wet. They can get in heat and cold and whatever. They're fine. They're perfectly fine.
It's never going to break.
Never going to break. Super easy to clean. You're not worried about it, getting dropped or anything like that. I think the silicone ashtrays are like that's a great gift idea for somebody who likes to sit out on the patio or sit out on the porch and smoke their cigars. If they have a nice porcelain ashtray, that's great, but there's a risk.
Yeah.
The silicone ones, man, that's a great gift idea.
Definitely.
I also think personalized items, like the silicone ashtrays, maybe the little travel cases, the little
like a 3-cigar leather case.
You could go to
monogrammed with your initials or something.
Bingo. You could get somebody a nice monogrammed, case or one of these ashtrays or something like that. And make it a nice personalized gift. It doesn't have to be, it could be something simple, but if you have it, kind of personalized, it just adds that a little extra flavor to it.
In those cases, I'd never think to buy for myself. And then I'm there stacking cigars in my sweatshirt going out to, there's actually a couple of restaurants around here that have cigar nights out on their patio. And it's like I'm sitting there, stuffing 3 or 4 cigars in my shirt. It's like, man, I need to get a little case, not a big travel case, but just a little leather sleeve.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I have the snap, the 8 cigar little travel caddy.
Got those.
I've got that, but sometimes that's more than what you need. And I had never, every time I got one of those 3-finger cases, I gave them away or got rid of it or whatever. I'm like, I don't need this. I got my little 8 thing. As I've kind of gotten more into it's like, no, there is a place for those 3-finger cases.
Right.
And I didn't have one until Pulpit Fest this year. Ed Sullivan gave me 3 of the Padron Ruby Reds that 2 guys had done for their anniversaries in an Aganorsa Leaf case that he had just had sitting around. And he gave me that. And so I have used that 3-finger case quite a bit just for driving and whatever else. It's like it's nice. It's a good little caddy to just kind of take your cigars and, that's your day supply, Of course, my smoking's down. I used to be able to really need that 8 cigar case for a day's worth of smoking. Now the 3 will do me fine, which is probably for the best. But yeah,
even now, smoking 2 or 3, it's like, wow, I'm not used to this anymore. Because back in when I was living in St. Louis, it was nothing for us, go through 4 or 5 easy.
I was say we're
just
putting
the
them
top
down.
shooters, and then go somewhere to smoke.
Yep.
It's
we're
like,
putting them down, and No, my daily smoking is definitely cut back a lot. It's more the evening at this point. I don't work. I got that new laptop, what, a year ago now? And I still don't smoke around it because I've come to realize just how bad cigar smoke is for technology, So it's one of those things. It's like, all right, I'm going to preserve this laptop just a little longer and not smoke cigars around it,
Right.
But yeah, so, all right, so ashtray. You mentioned cigar samplers, I think.
Yeah, that was before the show.
Okay. I can't remember. We were talking, and that's the problem. We should have just hit record. So yeah, cigar samplers. That's another thing that is real popular around this time of year. If you want to tell your loved one, hey, I like this brand. More than likely,
such and such has a great sampler. I would love.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that's rare in it that I've never smoked, because they do that a lot. Some of these companies.
Placencia does that a lot.
Yeah.
Their sampler this time of year, it's their normal blends, but they do them in like different sizes that they only release in this like one sampler or something like that.
Right. Or like a box press or so. Oh. Okay, totally off subject real quick.
Okay.
But I was going to call. I thought I had called and left this on Ask the Pulpit, but apparently I did not.
I would say I haven't
Instead,
had a
I asked
message
you
from
about
you.
dipping sauces.
You did. And then what's so funny about that is when Boots went and got the exact same dipping sauces when he did the whole 20 nugget thing through the drive-thru. So,
but
for the record,
I had a real question for you, and I'd like the listeners to participate as well. Like today, this is a semi-box press.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I like box presses and semi-box presses a lot more than you do.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the box press all that much. Semi-box press I can deal with because it, over time, kind of plumps,
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when you cut it, do you cut the long dimension or the short dimension?
Ooh. I cut the long.
I cut the long. I've
long.
never really had a bad experience. But I also use a straight cutter on that.
Yeah.
Now, if I use a V cut, I'm going to do the short dimension. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cut the shortest dimension and put the V through it personally.
Yeah, so no matter, either way, I guess either way, well, wait a minute, what are you saying? Because, like, all right, let's say this is the cigar, all right? So I'm for those of you on the actual audio.
I'm going to cut it that way.
For the audio, I'm holding a remote control. So when you are cutting a straight cut,
yeah,
is the flat or the long or the wide part of the remote control, is that like at the top and bottom with the two short sides on the side?
Flip it.
So you're doing this when you're cutting it with a straight cutter. You're cutting. Yeah. Okay, so you're putting the cigar up.
And putting tension on the longest dimension.
Okay, interesting. I don't. I always keep it flat, like you would. Like if you were going to lay it on, like if you were going to lay it on a table, the way that you would lay it down on a table, that's the way I would cut it, both ways.
And that's the way I would V cut it. But when I guillotine cut it, I turn it on its longer dimension.
Interesting.
I've never had a problem with cracking or messing up the cap or anything.
That was always my concern about doing it on the longer. I figure with it having more distance to have to cover, it might crack, kind of squish it, in a way. But
my worry is, like with my cutter, it's only like a 58. If it's too wide, it might not access the blade at the right, But that's why I wanted to bring that up, and for other people to chime in on how they prefer to cut a box press when they cut it, or how they cut. Do you just punch yours to take it all out of the equation?
Which is a viable way of doing it. I'm not normally one to use the punch cutter.
Me neither, but I keep them just in case I need it.
There's a time and a place for it. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not. I actually really like a punch cutter for like a smaller ring gauge, Corona, something like that.
Actually, I use them for the bigger ring gauges.
Really?
And I'll put 2 little holes in it.
Oh, you're double punch it.
I'll double punch it because a lot of them can more than handle the double punch. And something else I've been trying out is with a torpedo.
It's a good, thick, girthy one right there that'll handle the double punch.
With a torpedo, I'll come in on the sides at the very end.
Oh, look at you.
And I've had really good, extremely good burning success with that.
I wonder what there was that whole, the Cigar Authority did a thing a long while back about making up cigar, like, lingo kind of terms, like Urban Dictionary terms, but for cigars. And I don't know why, for some reason, the idea of doing a punch cut on a torpedo, I feel like that was in there, but I could be wrong. If not, then I'm sure there's some sort of,
I'm sure someone else has done it.
Bizarre, dirty reference that we could probably attribute to that. But yeah.
Giving it the shocker.
It's the DP, the double penetration on that thing.
But that just came to my head again, and I didn't want to miss out on getting it out there for everyone to chime in. So sorry, I didn't mean to take us off topic there.
No, whatever.
Although that does bring me to a good gift. All the different kinds of cutting tools.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be just a little guillotine cutter.
Right. You can get them a straight cutter, a perfect cutter, a punch, and a V cut.
I actually will say, and some people might argue with me on this, but I actually think it probably isn't a bad thing for every cigar smoker to have just one of those either little keychains or, those of you, the little wrist, they make the little wrist bracelet things with the punch cutter built in.
Or the lighters that got the punches.
What does it hurt to have a punch cutter on you at all times?
Nothing
at all. If you have it on your keychain, it doesn't, you will never notice it, but you'll always have it. And then that way you never, are without granted, you could always use your fingernail or bite it, but like, I've never bitten a cigar off. And I've never used my nail to cut a cigar.
I keep mine clipped a little too low to do that efficiently.
Too. Yeah. I guess I need to straighten my pinky nail into a point and have a little coke
People
nail.
People will be thinking, yeah, hey, nice coke nail there, Nick.
But yeah, I've never done that. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad. And you can get one of those little keychain punch cutters for like
$10,
$4, $5. Yeah, if you want to spend a little more, you can get it more. It's like it's not that big of a deal.
No.
Okay. Now, if you really want to go a little crazy for Christmas, going back to that topic then, I did have 2 other things on my list here, and they involve travel. So the first one is I think most cigar people would love to take a farm or factory tour.
Oh, yeah.
However, let's be real. That 99% of the time involves going to some South American country, some island, some other location. But there's one that you can go to in the United States and you don't need a passport for, and that's the J.C. Newman factory in Tampa.
Yeah.
And I think that would make for a really nice, because a lot of times for Christmas and birthdays, people want experiences. They don't necessarily want gifts.
Especially the younger crowds now.
Yeah.
They're experienced people, not, possession people.
And even when you're older, it's kind of one of those like, what do you get for somebody, or whatever. It's like, give them the experience. Give them the trip to Tampa to do the J.C. Newman tour. It's a really
just
cool
make it
tour.
a 3 or 4 day trip. You can hit Ybor City and just make it a total cigar lovers trip.
Exactly. I think that would be a really cool thing to do.
I would love that.
Yeah.
You're
close. Oh, somebody's going to be playing this episode for relatives. I see that coming right now. Yeah. Well, shit, you're close. How far away are you from Tampa? That's probably a 4 or 5 hour drive?
I think it's about a 6 to 7 hour drive from here.
Okay.
I'm 4
okay.
hours from
Palm Coast.
Palm Coast.
Okay.
Now I'd be going a more direct way to Tampa.
Yeah, you'd be going the other
But I
side.
still think it's about at least 6, maybe 7.
Okay. Well,
But still, that's a day trip. I mean,
that's a day trip. You go down, hit the Newman factory, hit up, Ybor, and have some cigars.
what is that old church that Puente turned into a smoking lounge down there?
Oh, I always just hear it called the Cigar Church, but I don't know what it's.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'd love to see
it's
that
right
one.
there.
Yeah, I'd love to see that one too.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make a great trip for anybody. Certain times of year you could probably get great. If you book it for like April right now, you could probably get great deals on some seats.
I would think so.
Stuff like that.
So yeah, I think that would be something. And then also, if you're looking for a relatively fun cigar experience that you could purchase for somebody for Christmas time, Pulpit Fest tickets will be going on sale for 1 week only, November 28th through Friday, December 5th. It's a good gift idea.
I didn't know where you were going with that at first.
It's the early sermon sale. We're doing an early bird sale from Black Friday, November 28th to Friday, December 5th. Pulpit Fest will be October 1st through the 4th next year, 2026, at the Ashen Ale in Palm Coast, Florida. You can get your tickets now and get that booked up and reserved. And then that way your loved one or you can start spending or saving all your cash so that you're all ready to roll for Pulpit Fest next year. So,
definitely
be watching for that because I'll have links.
Because you want to be able to take advantage of the deals that they're going to have.
100%.
You want to take advantage of the rarity stuff that they're going to have.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I didn't make the last 2 years down in Florida, but I am hoping to make this year.
You better. It's going to be good.
I'm doing everything, going through a lot of surgeries to try to make sure that can happen.
I mean, I feel bad being like, you better, as you're like, I'm going through surgeries. But yeah, I mean, it's dude, it's a fun time. You'll have a good time and, that kind of thing. So no, I think a little cigar vacation, the experience of it, I think that's definitely something that, for people that are cigar lovers, how many lighters and cutters do you need? How many, ashtrays and I mean, for God's sakes, I got more. I have enough ashtrays around this house to be able to outfit a lounge. Don't
forget about the Dominican too. A lot of people go to the Dominican and forget that there's factories there that they can tour.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is call, through a rep or something, make sure they know you're coming, and they don't mind, letting people come through and take tours.
No, and there's a lot of them there. And to be honest, just
some great ones.
Just a little bit of inside industry gossip that I hear with this whole Nicaragua situation. There might be a lot more factories in the next handful of years of brands that maybe don't have factories there right now that you might be able to tour. Give it maybe 2 or 3 years.
And you could sell that to a spouse easier too. Hey, we're going to the Dominican for 5-6 days.
Yeah.
One of the days we've got a tour set up at a great cigar factory.
And the other days we're going to be hanging at some like resort and,
smoking
you
cigars.
get to sit by the pool and drink your Mai Tai or something like that,
Oh,
I don't know if Mai Tai is a Dominican thing, but what?
Okay. In the background behind you, in my house, one of the dogs just killed the chipmunk.
Oh God.
It was a clean kill. I'm going to have to clean her up after we're done here.
Oh, my God. Okay.
A little Chihuahua finally caught one. She's been trying for a year.
Oh, my God.
It must have been a weak, stupid one because...
Oh, my God. The poor little chipmunk.
Oh, she's got wham, snapped
Oh,
it.
no.
And now she just left it and walked away.
Oh.
So I get to clean that up later.
Oh, God.
You got to love nature.
That's just cruel, though. That's like straight up just murder right there.
Well, these chipmunks play with the dogs. They know they're there. It's like Fraggle Rock with the big ogres and shit.
Yeah,
but they make a game out of getting chased by them, and this one
failed.
Caught. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprised you didn't hear them all bark.
Yeah, I did not hear anything. So, all right. Well, Awesome.
Sorry.
Well, you have anything else for your list?
Gift cards.
Gift cards, of course.
Don't forget to tell relatives or friends that there is nothing insincere about a gift card when it comes to cigar purchases for you.
Really not.
Because that way you're definitely going to get what you want, as long as they get the right shop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back when I was running that shop in St. Louis, we had people call from out of state for their relatives.
Really?
They're like, hey, they're going to be coming to visit me for Christmas in Kansas. Can you ship me gift cards? I'm like, sure, I can, anywhere in the world. If you want them, I'll get whatever we want.
Yeah.
They pay with a credit card over the phone, bing, bang, boom. And they got a gift there for their relative when they get to Kansas.
Yeah.
That they really enjoy, because they knew they were regular customers of mine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and that makes perfect sense. And to your, like you just said it, there is nothing impersonal about a gift card. I know a lot of people, for whatever reason, like, I don't want to do a gift certificate. Why?
So they can get exactly what they want.
Because here's the thing. I can understand where some people would say, oh, cash is impersonal. Personally, I love getting cash. But, by the way, cash can be sent to P.O. Box 662. No, anyway. But
solicitor.
I love getting cash. But at the end of realistically, though, there's less impersonal about a gift card, because at least with a gift card, you were saying, I know enough about you, Mike, that I know that you shop at this cigar store. And while I do not know the ins and outs about cigars to be able to go in there and pick out specifically what you want, I at least know that that's the shop that you shop at. And so I will provide you with funds at that shop so that you can go and pick out what you want. There's nothing impersonal about that.
Even if you do know them, like if I was to give you a gift, it would be a gift card. And I'd be like, use this on something you've never smoked before.
And then there's that.
Because maybe you're like, man, I don't want to spend my funds that are important to me on something I've not, hey, here's some free money. Yeah. I can try this stick that maybe I thought was too expensive, or just wasn't sure if it's the size I like, or, who knows?
Yeah.
A brand I've never heard of that I've always thought about giving it a try to.
Everybody says this one's good, but I just don't know if I want to spend my money on it. That kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. No, there's nothing wrong with a gift card.
No, definitely not.
Okay. All right. Well, now that we've gotten gift cards.
And do it to your shopping early for cigar stuff, because some of this stuff gets back ordered. Not the cigars, but, you'll go to a website and it says the humidor is in stock. You place the order, and then a day or two later, this is back ordered. It's going to be 3 or 4 weeks,
Well, and some of these companies, they get it. Look, some of these companies get their cigar Christmas samplers into the shops around Thanksgiving, and now's the time. And they ship out once. They don't really do multiple orders of cigar samplers.
I've bought a bunch of those for myself.
Yep.
It's like,
they're good deals.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I bought one of those. I know at least a handful of years ago, I bought myself one of the Plasencia ones, because it's like, shit, I'm getting like 5 Plasencia cigars for like $85. And
my father does some really good ones too.
Yeah.
They got the nice wood cases, and a lot of them do like their special editions. They'll do the whole run in a sampler. And
Pinky got a gift just the other day. It was this Arturo Fuente sampler. And I thought that was really nice. I'd never actually seen that before. But I know Perdomo does some really nice sampler. I mean, these companies, they do samplers all the time, and it's like, but at Christmas time they do a bunch of them, and it's like, you guys got to get in on it, and because like I said, they come out one time, and the shops stock up that once, and as they sell, and they don't restock them.
And some of them are scared to order too many.
Yeah.
So they may only get 10, like the minimum order to
Which
get.
I don't understand that, because realistically, if you're a shop owner and you have the opportunity to stock up on some samplers, I don't care if it's like not Christmas time. Samplers are a good thing to have all year long.
All year long.
I mean, I can't tell you how many of those random Humi bags of Perdomo sun-grown cigars I buy throughout the year, but it's probably about 6 or 7 throughout the course of the year, just because sometimes I go into like a Total Wine or something like that. I don't really know what I'm looking, and I'm like, none of this is really appealing. I'll just grab a Perdomo sampler, or something like that,
A sampler you need to look at is or a Huma bag, Esteban Carreras does them.
Okay.
And they're all different. It's just whatever they grab to put in there is what they get. And only thing that is standardized is they're either 60 ring gauge or they're either they're 60 ring gauge or they're Toros.
Okay.
But like when I would order them for the store,
so you're picking the size, you're not necessarily picking the blend.
If I got 20 bags of Toros,
yeah,
I could have 8 different selections in those 20 bags.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
It really helps you. I'd have guys going, "Ooh, I haven't tried this one yet. I'm going to get this bag. Ooh, I haven't tried that one yet. I got to get this bag too."
Yeah. Okay. See,
But
and
yeah.
that's the thing. I think samplers, any retailer, if Christmas time is the time that these companies are offering samplers and they don't really do them the rest of the year, man, stock up big now so that you have them throughout the year. Because I think samplers are something that if you're a brick and mortar, you should have on hand, regularly. Because you never know. Some guy might take a flyer on a Plasencia sampler, 5 cigars for $85 or whatever they're running. That's what it was back when I bought it, and that was years ago. So Lord only knows what they are now. But they take a flyer on that. Maybe they really like the, Alma, whatever the hell. And before long, they're regular smokers of that thing. Well, dude, that one sampler may have just gotten you a customer that's buying like a $20, $25 cigar every time they come in. That's not a bad thing.
Plus, you can always sell it next year. If you
Exactly.
If you're a retailer and you've got it in your humidor,
Yep.
Okay, put it away, break it out for Father's Day and next Christmas.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's true, because Father's Day is another good example as to when samplers are good. The only thing I would say about samplers, the only one I wouldn't really go heavy in on would be date-specific advent calendars.
Yeah.
Granted, they're still good cigars,
but it's a Christmas only.
It kind of like loses the magic when you're in 2025 and you're being gifted a 2024, sampler pack. Although I will say I did help Pinky's husband a couple years ago put together a advent calendar for her with cigars. He basically came to me and said, "Hey, I think it was like $150. He's like, here's $150. Go out and get 15 cigars, different cigars, and that you think she'll like. And I'm going to make an advent." And every day he gave her a different cigar, as part of this thing. And I thought that was a really clever thing. So, that might be something else to consider too. If you're looking for a gift for a loved one, that's not so much a Christmas. I guess it is kind of a Christmas. It's a leading up to Christmas gift, I guess. You could go to the cigar shop and, ask the retailer, which again, hopefully said retailer knows your loved one well enough to be able to help you with this. But tell them, hey, Billy comes in here all the time. Can I want to do this. Can you help me find 15 cigars that is a mix of ones that he likes and ones that maybe you think he would like, and, make a sampler out of it.
Plus, try to be sneaky. And, if you don't know where your spouse or loved one goes to smoke or buy their sticks, try to figure that out.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe one time, hey, I'm going to run to the cigar store, pick up. Oh, I'll run with you. I want to get out of the house.
Yeah.
That way, and you can like maybe get behind, while they're in the humidor or something, be like, hey, I'm going to be coming back in a couple weeks for some gift ideas. Yeah. Can you remember what he smokes or, this or that? Because these people will be glad to do it because they know that's money coming back.
For sure. And I mean, and if your loved one has a humidor at home, and you don't know what they smoke, look in the humidor.
Just remember to close it back again.
Well, yeah, make sure you close it again properly. But look in the humidor. Look and see what it is that they have in their humidor that maybe they like. I mean, if you open it up and it's, full of nothing but Padron, you probably know they're a Padron smoker, So. Just a
Another
thought.
one just came to me. Let's say you've got a loved one or a friend that's always like, man, I've always wanted to get into smoking, but I never, get them a nice little variety of something, uh, talk to your tobacconist and be like, my friend's wanting to get into smoking. This is going to be a gift. What's some good starter smokes?
Yeah.
You know,
Get them a starter smoke, get them a Vertigo Cyclone and a cheap cutter.
Yeah.
And
an ashtray.
There you go. Give them the tools and give them the cigars. Hell, that's how Pinky got into it. It was at the beginning of COVID, and she came to me. She was bored, and she found this one that was like rattling around in a kitchen drawer that she got at a police golf tournament one time. And she had, I'm not even joking, a Bic lighter and a pair of kitchen scissors.
Oh,
and
Lord.
I'm like, I don't think this is going to end well. And it did not end well. So you know what happened? The next day, the cigar fairy dropped off a package on her front porch because it was COVID and we weren't, nobody was talking at that time. And over Zoom, she learned how to cut and light a cigar. And now look,
Right.
So that's the thing. It never, you might create a cigar buddy in the process of Christmas. So
plus, it never hurts to grow the hobby of cigar smoking because there are fewer and fewer newer people getting into it.
To
where it's like any other industry. If nobody gets into it, eventually it's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want it to die on our watch.
No, not on ours.
We're in our 40s.
Yeah, they pry it from my cold dead hands at this point. So, all righty. Well, let's move on and do this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. You always have a lot for this segment. What have you been watching?
Lately there's been some new seasons of Dark Side of the Ring and Tales of the Territories extended cuts.
Okay.
Those have been interesting and some slightly newer material. I mean, I think they're running out of like stories.
Yeah.
So they're having to go back into some of these and just do deeper cuts of it.
Yeah.
But those have been interesting. Like I was telling you, Landman starts tonight, their new season.
Okay.
I'll be watching that. I actually did not watch that many horror movies this October.
I was going to say Halloween is like your big time for movies and stuff. You didn't watch a whole lot, huh?
It just didn't work out. I watched a few, but nothing new. I haven't caught. And I mean, there's thousands on Shudder and all that now that I've never even heard of.
Dude,
there's one that I don't know if it's already come out or is going to come out. I think it's called Good Boy or something like that. That's the one. It's
with
a
the
horror
dog.
movie told through the dog's point of view. I want to see that one.
I did that come out? I feel like it may have come out.
It may have. I haven't
don't know.
had a chance to check on it. That's one I'd wait for streaming anyway.
Yeah.
So
it looked interesting though.
Right.
I just hope nothing happens
and it's
to the
a story.
dog.
I don't think so. I think it's like he ends up being the final girl, basically.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't say the dog has to live. Yeah. No, I did see something about that. That did seem interesting.
Oh, real quick before I forget them, DMV, the new show on I think it's NBC.
That's got Tim Meadows.
Yeah,
in
Tim
it,
Meadows
right?
in it.
Yeah, I saw a commercial for that.
It's pretty funny. I've enjoyed it.
Okay, I'll have to check that out because I like Tim Meadows.
Yeah, and he's funny in it, and he's in it a lot.
Okay,
but not too much. It's just enough Tim Meadows.
Okay, because have you watched Peacemaker?
I have never gotten into Peacemaker.
All right, so he's in the second season of Peacemaker,
right.
And to be honest, he's one of the highlights to me of the second season of Peacemaker.
I loved him in the Suicide Squad. I thought he was funny as shit.
Yeah,
I will kill anybody for peace. I mean,
but like I'm telling you, Tim Meadows is just, yeah. Now, okay, going back to horror movies, I'm curious of your take on this. So when Luke was in town, he and I went to the drive-in and we saw Terrifier 3.
Those are a little bit much for me. I've seen Terrifier 2.
It was horrific. It
And
was gore for the sake.
Scene, and I was like, whoa, I don't know about this.
Dude, it was gore for the sake of gore. And like the amount of kids that were killed in that movie. Now, granted, I know it's fake, so the kids weren't really killed. But like,
that used to be taboo.
But dude, like literally the first fucking kill was a like maybe 10-year-old boy sleeping in his bed getting hacked up by an axe, and you're hearing like the hacking noise, and shit. And then there was the scene where he's like, the clown is like Santa Claus and like the kids are all at the mall and they're opening presents and like one of them opens a box and it's a bomb. So it blows everybody up. And it's like, what the fuck? Like you just killed like 80 kids, So I just, oh God, it was too much. Look, there's gratuitous violence and then there's just straight up like pornographic violence.
Right.
And this was over the line. Right. I sound like such an old fuddy-duddy, but like it was bad. That's the thing. It was so much it was bad.
Right.
So
I'm more of a less is more. Like one of my favorites is Halloween. There's barely any blood in the original Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like it's the suspense and the fear of what's in the shadow there and this and that. You see a shadow move.
That's true. Michael Myers does not have a high kill count when you really think about it.
And they even make fun of that in the new trilogy.
Yeah.
They're like, he killed what, 6, 7 people? Oh, there was someone shot, there was 12 shot yesterday. And, it's like, yeah, when you think about it, he did not really but it was about the fear.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I watched a lot of the old, the Universal Monster ones over Halloween more than anything. I caught up on some of the old stuff again.
They had some really good ones on that Svengoolie I was telling you about.
Yeah, man.
There's an app and stuff where you can stream the movies through there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Svengoolie's got an app?
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked it up after we were talking. And there are free ways to stream it and everything.
Okay.
Because they do the 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe a couple 70s. That's about it. Everything else is older.
So, like, okay, Svengoolie's kind of like, for those people who aren't...
Like an Elvira-ish.
I was going to say, they play the movie, and, like, he kind of does bookends, before and after the commercials, kind of doing little factoids and little goofy things and stuff about the movie. There was another one, though, when I was a kid. It was like Joe Bob Briggs...
Drive-in theater.
Drive-in theater. Oh my God. He used to be on, was it TNT or it was one of those channels? Holy shit,
USA,
man.
I think, might have been.
That might have been it. It might have been USA. I remember watching Joe Bob Briggs and like some of the goofy, cheesy movies he had on there. Mm-hmm. He had that one and it stuck with me forever. Called like, was it Hotel Hell?
Where they buried them up to their necks and
yes, in the
made the barbecue out of them.
In the lettuce gardens and stuff. So like you're going down the row and you're seeing like the cabbage heads, but like then there's a human head in and amongst the cabbage and you're like, oh my God. Yes. He
was keeping them alive to turn them into barbecue.
Yes, that was it. I remember that one. And like, oh my God, it was the fucking craziest movie. And then there's this guy just hanging out at his trailer talking about it. And Joe Bob Briggs,
Yep.
Yeah,
he had another show on somewhere recently where he was, doing
the
B movies and stuff like that. I can't think of what it's called though.
Okay,
but if you look him up, you'll see what the show is.
Okay,
he was always a strange fella.
I think you kind of have to be a little bit of a strange fella to do that kind of a bit, I mean, let's be real. Elvira and Svengoolie are not exactly like, straight-laced normal folks,
Although, if you look it up, Elvira did Penthouse back in the 70s or early 80s.
Really? Okay. I'll be damned.
She had a body.
I was well. I mean, anybody who knew her from the 80s, you could tell that from the dress. I mean, you didn't need to have clothes off to know that. But yeah. Okay. Well, interesting. All right.
Not to take it down the X-rated path. But I bet half the people listening are looking up Cassandra Peterson Penthouse right now.
And then you go and throw out the name. So good for you. Good for you. Because there's probably people Googling like Elvira's real name so they can look.
Well, if you do Elvira, you're going to get a bunch of AI shit.
Oh, really?
Fake. Yeah.
Oh.
You got to really watch that shit.
I'll tell you what. Fucking AI these days, man. It's hard to tell what's real and what's not. And it's pissing me off. You know?
Right.
Because I see, and you know where it's getting me? It's not getting me with the people. You know, when you see human beings in AI, generally you can kind of tell that it's fake. You know?
Taylor Swift never did nude shots.
Well, yeah, I mean,
stuff like that.
At least not for public consumption. But
right.
But no, the videos, the things that are getting me with the AI with the videos are the animals.
Mm-hmm.
AI has got animals down, man. So I don't know if you remember, this was popular, I think it was earlier this year. There was a video where it showed a woman arguing with a flight or an airport employee about bringing on her emotional support animal. And it was like a little either baby or mini kangaroo. Like a not a wallaby. Yeah, like a wallaby. That's like a mini kangaroo, right?
Kind of.
I don't know. No, not a wallaby. It doesn't matter. It looked like a kangaroo, okay? And so this kangaroo is in a harness, she's holding the thing, and you never see the faces of the woman and the airport employee. That would have been the tell, because AI people tend to not blink. There's just something kind of unnatural. There's that weird brain-eye connection that human beings, that you and I have, to where we can look at that and be like, that's not right. And we can tell that it's not right. But because they didn't show the faces of the woman and the airport employee, you didn't really get that. All you saw was this little animal, this kangaroo thing standing there, harnessed up. She's holding the leash. It's just standing there looking, and it's holding its boarding pass. And I'm just like, this is so cute. Oh my gosh. And I fell for it. I got to admit, I fell for it. The other thing that I fell for a lot this Halloween were the Ring camera footage of let's say a possum comes up on the porch and is rooting through the candy bowl, and the witch thing decoration on the porch is motion censored, and it catches the possum and goes wah, and then the possum flips out and runs or something like that.
I saw one of those the other day with a bear.
There were tons of those done this Halloween, and all of them were fucking fake.
Right.
And I fell for so many of those fucking things because I thought it's totally plausible. It's 100% plausible that a raccoon is going to come up on a porch, root through a candy dish, get freaked out by some sort of motion sensitive, Halloween decoration,
because
and run away.
We have seen the real ones back in the day when video cameras, people had live video outside their homes.
Mm-hmm.
And you catch bears in your pool or a hot tub or something like that. And you knew they were real because there wasn't AI shit back then.
Yeah. But now you've got all this AI shit, and it's so good, it's hard to tell. And so animals, man, that's what's getting me with AI these days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or if you Google anything, it even says AI generated.
Yeah. Did you see that the guy who had Vine, the app Vine with the little 6-second videos, he's bringing it back, and he's calling it Divine, Divine. And so he's bringing it back. He's going to auto-populate a whole bunch of classic Vine videos and whatnot in it. People can upload their own 6-second Vine videos, but it's being restricted. No AI content will be allowed. So all of the videos put on this app are going to be actual videos. No AI shit allowed.
Yeah.
I actually think that's the way to go. And I think that eventually TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all they're going to have to like have some sort of a like
Right.
measure. Cause like, dude, we're at the point now you can't believe your eyes.
No.
And that's a scary place to be, you know, especially as somebody that's a journalist, you know, and I'm supposed to trust, various sources in order to be able to verify things for stories and this and that and whatever. If I can't trust that a video is actually real, I mean, what the hell? You know, it's bad enough.
I get all of these on Facebook, and I try to get rid of them, and they're like, "Oh, you'll never see this again." And the next day, I see a bunch of them, but they're like Cardinal stories that are completely fake. They're AI generated fake stories about Cardinals management, or you know, Albert Pujols is buying into the team, or you know, stupid shit that I know is not real. Because let's face it, most of those things would be on SportsCenter right away.
Yep.
Or on St. Louis news sites.
Oh, that's like, you're getting into a whole nother industry there of just the fake entertainment news. I mean, dude, how many different articles do you see on the regular? You may not. Maybe it's me and my nerd algorithm. It's like, this person is signed on to be in the new Avengers movie. This person is going to play this. Too. Holy shit. All the fake shit. They just make shit up and put the link out there, and then maybe 1 in 1,000 of these fake stories takes off, but when one takes off, it fucking blows up big. They get all these clicks to their website. Their website's full of ads and shit, and they're making money, and it's ridiculous.
That's why I usually, if I see it, I'll go and search like IMDb, because they're legit. Like I had that with the pictures of the filming of Voltron down in Australia. Yeah, you know, with what's his name, who you played Superman before. Well, that actually is that is being done, because I saw the same thing on IMDb, and I'm like, they wouldn't put up something without having, you know, they would. Yeah, there's so many of those, like such and such movie in pre-production. No, it's not. Yeah, you know, you look it up, and they're like, no, this is fake.
There was one actor maybe said in an interview somewhere, I would like to do this. All of a sudden, this person is signed on to play blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you know.
I remember one of the first big ones was, God, I can't think of his fucking name. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. He was really interested in doing a Friday the 13th reboot. Yeah. But could never get the rights right, or, you know, it never happened. Yeah. But he was always interested in it. And then, you know, it's like nowadays you would have seen, Quentin Tarantino started filming pre-production on Friday, you know.
Like, he was also at one point flirting with doing a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, I did remember hearing rumors they couldn't get anything.
That didn't really get off the ground either. I think there was that was legit, and there was some talk, but like that didn't go anywhere.
A lot of people don't realize how intricate these rights are between studios and production companies, and you can't just say, I want to make a film about X, Y, or Z. That's why, like, when Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse have come off copyright, you're seeing all these, like, movies about
slasher flicks, yeah.
Yeah. Because they're like, it's free, you can do it without anybody saying shit.
You just got to be a little careful, though, because that's, you know, like with public domain, things like that, you know, when they come off of copyright like that, the version as it first appeared
is all you can use.
So like with Mickey, you can't, I don't even know if you can call him Mickey. You have to call him Steamboat Willie or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you got to use the Steamboat Willie version.
And he can't have gloves or whatever. There's all these different like things about him that, you know, you can't do.
An interesting one. And I saw this on Vice, like had a big behind the scenes of the Batman movies. You know, in the early 80s, there were no film rights to Batman because no one wanted it. Who's going to want to watch a Batman movie, you know? Superman did okay, and they're like, we've already had one. The Fantastic Four flopped, you know, stuff like that. Captain America was shit. And this guy just, like, bought the movie rights, and fought for years to get it made. And it finally came out with the Michael Keaton. You know, it's like, you would have never, today's age, what do you mean someone didn't own the rights to fucking Batman, you know?
Not to mention that these days, it's like, you know, these days, I mean, shit. Well, maybe not 2025 these days. You go back 2 years ago, any comic book property could have possibly been made. But there's been enough flops in the last
Right.
handful of years that
From Marvel, which had more money than God to put behind them, and they're flopping.
yeah. That now I think they're getting a little bit more picky again. But
Yeah,
Batman's always a sure bet.
you would think, but
Only because of that '89 movie, though.
yeah,
Yeah. So
and a lot of things just happened to come together for that. It was really interesting. It was like a 7-part series on all the Batman movies, and how they, the trouble they went through doing them in Europe, and this and that, and couldn't get the Batmobiles to operate correctly, and
that
couldn't
car
use them
is
on the streets and stuff.
that car from the first and second one, as cool as it is highly impractical. So, like, yeah, I could see that car might have posed some problems for them.
Right.
Yeah, with that super long extended front end and everything. I mean,
You couldn't see out of it.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. I think there was even some injuries during filming because the stunt driver could not see what he was doing.
You wouldn't even think that would be a stunt driver situation. You'd almost think you'd have to have some sort of a remote control device type situation with a vehicle like that, but I guess they didn't. Interesting. Well, all right.
Sorry, we tended to ramble there again. People,
Whatever.
I'm sorry.
Who cares?
I would like to note
Villiger segment.
This Aganorsa Leaf is smoking really good.
Yeah.
I've had to touch it up a few times, but that's because I'm semi in the wind and I've got some fans going.
Okay.
So,
Oh, it must be so hard being somewhere so warm that you have to run the fans.
Oh no, I got a hoodie on. The fans are more for keeping the smoke blowing out of a screened-in porch instead of going into the door.
I get that.
Because there's sometimes my sister can be like, I can smell your cigar in the kitchen. It's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So we got like a fan blowing out and the ceiling fan on that helps blow everything out.
Gotcha. Is the door shut?
Yeah. But like if people walk in or out, or the dog. There's a doggy door. So it can sneak in the doggy door if it's really thick in here. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can see that.
Because it's a really fine mesh screen for the bugs, because we got bugs.
Where do you have the fans?
There's a fan at the bottom right here.
Yeah.
That's an old box fan just blowing out, and it sucks the smoke and forces it out the screen, and then I got a ceiling fan.
I was going to say, I would also think maybe if you got one of those wall-mounted fans and aimed it towards the screens,
What we're thinking is there's some small squared-off parts with 2x4s, in the screen that would work great for a little squirrel fan.
There you go.
They would just suck everything out.
Suck it out, yeah.
Because my sister smokes cigarettes out here, and things get smoked out here.
Various other things get smoked.
Things legal in Missouri get smoked out here.
Boy, I saw something. I'm going to talk out of my ass for a minute because I don't know. I know about this much about this topic, but I thought I saw something was slipped into this federal budget thing that reopened the government and everything about like a THC federal like THC crackdown.
They're going after the fake stuff, I think.
The deltas and the drinks and the various things like that. And all I could think when I was reading about that was, boy, TPE's not going to have fucking anybody at that show if this shit
But
goes
I think what the
into
federal
effect.
government's doing with that is they're trying to grease the wheels to say, hey, let's just, come on. Let's just legalize
make the actual stuff legal.
Let the states make it legal, but it'll always be federally legal.
Yeah.
That would help a lot of these states push it, I think.
Yeah. Get rid
like
of
in Georgia, they don't have, this is the Bible thumping capital of the world, man. They don't, you can't serve alcohol unless you serve food and stuff like that. You can only have so many liquor licenses in the state.
So what you're saying is Bible thumping Georgia's never going to approve the devil's lettuce?
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
There are 20 liquor stores because grocery stores can't sell liquor. They can sell beer and wine.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the difference? I mean, if you're going to let 20 liquor stores all over the place, why not just let Publix and Kroger sell it?
Yeah.
And control it, Well,
and you start getting into a situation where what is the actual fundamental difference between beer and wine and spirits?
Right.
I understand percentage, but let's be real. I can get just as messed up and I can hurt my body just as bad with beer and wine as I can with liquor,
If not more. I mean, it's no secret. I did have a DWI back in the early 2000s. Most of the people in my SATOP class were women of a certain age that had 3 glasses of wine at dinner and got popped on the way home.
Yeah.
These weren't like, habitual, like, I drink a bottle of Jack in the morning and a bottle at night. No. This lady was like, I had 3 glasses of wine and drove home and,
The early 50s housewives were at their book club and, had a little bit too much more.
A little too much rosé or something, and bam. It's like you said, you can get in as much trouble with any of the stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so I don't understand this whole like differentiating between, I don't serve whiskey, but I do serve beer and wine. It's like, what's the difference?
And if you go to some of these smoke shops and they've got all the THC and stuff like that and the pens, and if you ask them about the stuff, they don't know. You go into a weed shop in Missouri, they can tell you everything about that crop, what it's going to make you do, what it's not going to do. You can go in and say, I want something mellow. You can go in and say, I want something that's going to just fucking flatten me.
Yeah.
They're more educated. It's more, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it before, but now it's like, why not make it regulated, make money off it for the state?
Yeah.
I mean, look what Illinois has made off theirs.
Illinois made a lot. Granted, our taxes are a lot higher than surrounding states. I mean,
Missouri's got the lowest tax of all. They even said, we want everyone from Kansas, Iowa, and Illinois to come to Missouri to get their weed.
Which I'm sure a lot of them
they do.
I mean,
if they're close.
I pop over there for my gas, and, I get a lot of cigars over there because it's cheaper in Missouri.
It's a cheaper tax break than cigars in Missouri.
Yep. So I could easily see where if somebody was into weed, they would pop over to Missouri to get that instead of buying it in Illinois. You're going to save money. And these days, any way we can save money, the better,
Yeah.
So,
did you see where I don't know if I talked to you, but I finally got my license transferred.
Oh, okay.
I'm officially a Georgia resident. Now, I haven't received it in the mail yet.
Yeah.
But the big thing for me is now I don't have to write a paragraph to Two Guys Cigars when they do the age verification.
Oh.
Because my driver's license says Missouri.
Yeah.
And so it would flag it and wouldn't send it. And I'd have to write, I've recently moved. Here's the current address. It doesn't match my... And they'd send it, but if you... And all the websites are like that now. They're all federally mandated to do the verification.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, if anything, just so I can get my cigars without a hassle.
Well, that counts for a lot.
It does.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I don't remember having an uploaded driver's license to them or anything like that. But of course I say that. But I don't know.
When you enter your personal information and your birthday, it automatically checks your license.
Oh, that
so when it would do that,
okay.
It would say your information does not match your license because it would be shipping to Georgia.
But because you put in your birthday through whatever system they have, it tracks you back to Missouri. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now I'm not ordering anything till I get my new license because I don't want any. Well, wait a minute. It said this, and now it says this.
You want to avoid the paragraph. That makes sense.
Especially since they didn't take my old license, which they said they would, and destroy it and give you a paper license.
Yeah.
They didn't. She said, all right, you're free to go. So now I've got 2 valid driver's licenses, one for Missouri for another 2 years.
Oh, God.
And then I don't know how long this Georgia license lasts. So I'm going to be, selling it to some foreigner or something,
Oh, there you go. That's
no,
great.
I would not.
Put that out on here for everybody to live. Yeah.
I will not.
Hey, NSA, he's joking, I swear. So
as soon as I get my new license, I am cutting up because that's my only picture ID right now.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Come to think of it, I don't think the Illinois DMV has taken away my old licenses. They put a hole. That's what they did. They put a hole through it. They took like a hole punch and they put a hole through it.
Missouri usually puts a void word. They stamp a void word into it. Or
it
cuts it out and it says void. But they let you keep that till you get your new one, just in case, you know. But
Yeah.
Missouri sends them pretty quick, so I'm hoping Georgia does too.
Illinois, I mean, because I did the real ID, so like they can't give it to me right there at the DMV.
Right. Same here.
With that, I think I got it in the mail within a week.
Yeah.
So I would say whenever you did it, you should probably have it within 7 to 10 business days.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
So
plus, you said if you don't get it in 30 days, just bring your paperwork back and we'll reissue another one.
Oh, well. But then you got to wonder where that first one is.
Right. Some foreigner using it.
I was going to say, some foreigners using that one. Well, and with the post office these days, you never know, man. You know?
Yeah.
Someone might
I just got my birthday card
intercepted
from
that.
my dad. He mailed it on the 7th. And I just got it Saturday.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a subscription in the mail for a lady for my newspaper. When did I get that? I got that like last week in the mail. And she emailed me. And this is before I had a chance to process it, take it to the bank, and get it all set up and everything. And she emailed me, and she's like, hey, I sent this in a while ago. And I'm thinking like, well, I don't remember your name, and I do the deposit. So like, I'll have to look. And I looked, and like, sure enough, I didn't have her. And for whatever reason, I just happened to look at the processed one, or the ones that I hadn't processed yet. And sure enough, there she is. And I'm thinking, oh shit, I just got this. And I'm thinking, well, hell, she's emailing me. And how long could it have been? Postmarked October 4th. So it took like a month. And she lives in O'Fallon. So like she mailed it in O'Fallon to an O'Fallon P.O. box. But it's got to go through St. Louis. And it took a month, over a month, to go from O'Fallon, Illinois to St. Louis back to O'Fallon, Illinois.
My sister mailed my mother 2 birthday cards. Her birthday was February 22nd this past year, 2025. The cards arrived in April, 2 days after she died.
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
My sister she just thought she had them, and my mother had not mentioned that she had got them.
Yeah, but she never even saw them.
We're up there for the funeral, and they arrived, and my sister's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Gotta love the post office. I swear. Anyway. Well, let's talk about something that actually did work.
It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars can't clip our wings.
All right. So, in the early 1800s, Shaker communities in New England built everything by hand. Tabitha Babbitt, a quiet but observant Shaker woman, watched 2 men struggle using a traditional 2-man pit saw. Every time they pulled the saw back, the blade was not cutting, and half their effort was wasted. She thought there must be a better way. Using her spinning wheel as inspiration, Babbitt designed a circular blade that could rotate continuously and cut with every movement. She crafted the first version in 1813 and attached it to a spinning wheel's power source. It worked flawlessly, faster, safer, and dramatically more efficient. Her idea revolutionized woodworking and soon spread to mills across America. Today, every circular saw from carpentry shops to construction sites traces back to Babbitt's simple yet brilliant innovation. All from someone who saw a problem, cared, and imagined a smarter way forward. So be like Tabitha Babbitt and Blackbird Cigars and don't let anybody clip your wings. I thought that was kind of a cool story. Like a little shaker woman came out with the circular saw. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, for what it's worth, it worked better than the post office. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh shit. Well, I've been enjoying my torch here. I'm down to the last little bit.
I'm at the last bit too.
It's got a nice spiciness to it, that Nicaraguan tobacco. Boy, I'm gonna be there are some companies that I think if this Nicaragua situation actually goes into effect, and for those of you who are looking for an update on that, just a little bit I've heard, through the grapevine, talking to various people, the comment, they were requesting comment and everything like that, and I think that was going to be done on the 19th, so this Wednesday. From what I'm hearing, man, it could be the end of this month by the time some things go down with all that. So I think it's not impossible to think that we might be seeing some pretty radical changes with cigars by the end of this month. Hopefully that's not the case, but on the other hand, if there is child labor, maybe it does need to be addressed. I don't know. As someone who really enjoys cigars from companies in Nicaragua, I'm kind of split on this, in that, like, no, I don't want some of my favorite cigars to dramatically increase in price and everything like that. But on the flip side, let's be real. Nicaragua's it's not run by a good individual. So that's a thing. And, I'm just going to put it out there and say it. This industry historically has dealt with places that have done bad things to them. A lot of these guys, not the current crop of manufacturers, but their fathers and their grandfathers all dealt with various problems with the Cuban government when Castro took over and, took everything they had and they had to start over fresh elsewhere. Right. So, I could see where maybe some of the older guys would be sitting back looking at the Nicaragua situation going, boy, this looking a little familiar to me. Maybe I should be a little careful.
I would like to see some more facts, though, personally. Like, if a 14-year-old is making the same wage as a 30-year-old at those factories, and he's helping support his family, that's different than someone, is one thing. Paying a child a fraction of the wages and working them 70 hours a week.
And here's the thing. I'm not saying that there's kids in the cigar industry, because I think cigars are also being wrapped up with coffee and other agricultural products and everything down from Nicaragua. So maybe this is more of a coffee industry. Maybe this is more of another agricultural industry other than cigars. I don't know. I would hate to think that there's like 7 and 8-year-olds out in the field, with big bundles of tobacco strapped to their back, having to haul that in and stuff. But and to your point, yeah, I would also hate to think that, kids are being put into essentially slavery to where they're getting paid pennies on the dollar versus, like, although I do think the adults are getting paid pennies on the dollar down in Nicaragua too. I mean, let's be real. That's part of the reason Nicaragua is so big, is because the cost of labor there is so much cheaper versus Honduras, and definitely cheaper than the Dominican Republic. So, I do think the rollers are not necessarily getting paid the same wages as rollers in other countries as well. I don't know.
But do you fix that problem by shutting those plants down?
No, because now all of a sudden, all these people, instead of getting paid the little bit they were getting paid, now they're getting paid nothing.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. It's such an ugly situation.
And I couldn't find any real information on that as yet.
Yeah.
So I would hope that if it does go into effect, they would back it up with numbers and examples. And because I've watched the documentaries of the coal industry in the U.S. back in the 1800s. I mean, you had little kids in there covered in coal, Oh, you don't have to dig as big a hole, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of using kids for hard labor like that,
No.
But you know what? If a kid is sweeping up the floors at the factory, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. You can pay them to do that. If they're running going table to table and picking up the rolled cigars and moving them from one spot to another spot, that's not a bad job for a kid. I mean, again, when I say a kid, I don't like the idea of like maybe sub 10 years old doing something like that, not really advocate, but like, if a roller is bringing their son to work and their son is sweeping the floors
and making a little change on the
and
side.
making some money on the side, is that the worst thing in the world? You know, I don't know. Some people might argue with me, I guess, but
yeah,
whatever. But a lot of these cigar manufacturers, that's how they were doing it. Their parents, you know, owned the company and they're running the company, and the kids are coming up and working in the factory and doing this and doing that and whatever. And then eventually they grow up and they become the next generation running the company. You know, I don't know. It's a family owned businesses. I mean, look at farms in the United States. You know, you've got kids out in Kansas, for example, that are getting driver's permits at 14 in order to start driving
farm licenses,
fucking combines and shit. You know, it's like, it's just the way of life in that area, you know?
Yeah.
So realistically, I don't necessarily know. It gets tricky to be able to say child labor. I think child labor, when you say that, it implies
everyone thinks the worst.
Hard labor, and it implies almost borderline slavery conditions. And so that would be the only thing I'd want to know. Yeah, to your point, it'd be interesting to know, like, what exactly are we talking about here? But I don't know. Nonetheless, I think it's going to get tricky before it gets better. And I think a lot of our favorite cigars are going to be going up. And unfortunately, I think
Nicaragua makes a lot of them.
They do. And I think, unfortunately, some of these companies are in better position to be able to shift production elsewhere and do some business elsewhere to where they can kind of like get out of this situation. Some of them are kind of trapped. And Aganorsa kind of feels like one of the ones that's kind of trapped, only because when you look at all the land that they farm on, it's all Nicaragua based, you know.
Placencia has people they roll for.
Placencia has land in Honduras as well, you know, so they can like kind of shift operations and go to Honduras and that sort of thing. My father, he's got, you know, land up in Honduras as well. But Aganorsa, yeah, they're pretty locked in Nicaragua there. And the thing about them, they sell so much tobacco to other companies.
Right. These smaller companies, these boutique companies aren't going to be able to do anything about it.
Exactly. They're going to get stuck with it too.
Or like, okay, let's say my father and them do move their production to Honduras. That's going to be just for them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, everyone else say, sorry, we ain't got enough.
Yeah, we don't have enough to handle everybody there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. It'll be an interesting couple of months. I said it. I've said it a couple times now, but I'll say it again. PCA 2026 will be a much different show.
There's going to be a lot of talking going on about what's up, rumors they've heard, everything.
Yeah, it's going to be a different show.
And that's going to be here before you know it.
No shit, man. I can't believe we're already I can't believe we're already essentially at Thanksgiving and we're talking Christmas gifts in this episode, you know? I mean, that's insane to me.
I mean, I think one of the last shows we did, I was talking about, you know, what to pair with barbecue.
Right?
You know, which I went with something a little darker today because I had some really good Mall's St. Louis style barbecue sauce.
Oh, look at you.
And it paired great with it. Because I've still got the stain of sauce on my lips. I'm getting a little bit of it with the cigar.
You're mauling it. Oh, shit.
I would like one show note.
Yeah.
I would like to personally, and I'd like to see what the other parishioners think about it. I would like to see an almost regularly, monthly, maybe every 6 weeks, a sit down with Trey Mack on a dark topic. Let him just go down the rabbit hole on something.
He's got some rabbit holes.
I enjoy those so much.
I would love to have him on really regularly. His schedule has gotten
sucks. I know
very busy over the course. Since he's moved to Florida, he's gotten very busy with a lot of things. And so...
Like driving to Pittsburgh?
No shit, right? Dude.
I've driven from St. Louis to Pittsburgh. That sucks. I could not imagine driving from South Florida.
He might hurt me for saying this, but so... I asked him, I said, so now that the government's reopened and everything, you don't have to necessarily worry so much about flights, although air traffic controllers apparently still are an issue. I said, so does that mean you don't have to drive now? You can fly. He goes, no, they already booked the car. He's like, they canceled the plane and they booked the car. And I'm like, seriously? He goes, yeah, I'm stuck with it, man. I got to drive. So that poor son of a bitch, even though the airports and everything, the flight situation is kind of a little bit back under, getting back under control. Yeah, he's still got to make that 1,100-mile one-way drive from fucking Orlando to Pittsburgh and back. So, yeah, I feel bad for the guy because I don't think I looked at the map. That does not look like it's a very interesting. It's not like he's going through a lot of like cool places to get there or anything. It's basically like you're going through a whole lot of nothing. Then you get to Charlotte, and then you're going through a whole lot of nothing in West Virginia before you end up in Pittsburgh. So it's like you really don't have much of anything to interact with.
And there's a lot of possible accidents and construction work on that 1,100 miles. Or bad weather that you could run into that really makes it longer,
Yeah.
I mean.
So, yeah. So, no, that poor son of a bitch, he's going to be doing that. Oh, shit. By the time this episode comes out, he'll be doing that.
He might be driving, yeah.
He'll be doing that later this week. Oh, God. Well, the things
I would
you
like
do.
to see some of those shops that he's going to visit, though, for that guy in Pittsburgh. With the private lounge and that sounded interesting when I heard it on on Cigar Authority.
I agree.
When he was talking, it sounded interesting, but
he's told me a lot about the Pittsburgh cigar scene, and actually, I think the Pittsburgh cigar scene sounds really interesting. I've never been to Pittsburgh myself,
right?
But like. That wouldn't be the worst place to go and visit and just hit the cigar scene and just kind of bop around and check it out.
And some really fattening food.
Oh, do they have a lot of really fattening food there?
Oh, they don't believe in, vegetarian meals.
Well, I mean, I know the Pittsburgh Steelers tend to be a little bit big, versus some of the other teams. So I could see that,
A lot of their sandwiches have French fries, mozzarella sticks, all that stuff on them, I mean.
He told me
pierogies and all kinds of stuff like that.
I do like pierogies. He told me that Pittsburgh, the St. Patrick's Day scene there is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you'd think some of these other towns. He's like, nah, man, Pittsburgh is huge in Pittsburgh.
I can see it.
I'm not much of a drinker, so I wouldn't necessarily care about that. But it'd be it's interesting. It's just one of those cities that just for whatever reason I've never really thought like, I want to go to Pittsburgh, but he's told me enough that it's like, if I were like, let's say making like a big road trip somewhere, like
maybe driving to New England.
I was going to say, let's just say for whatever reason, I decided, I'm going to road trip out to New Hampshire and visit two guys for, either the expo or God knows what. If I were going to do that, I'd have to figure out a way to swing through Pittsburgh on the way, just to check out the cigar scene on the way.
Yeah.
It might be out of the way. I mean, hell, driving from here to New Hampshire, I think is like a 17-hour drive. I think I looked at that one time, and it's like 17 or 18 hours. And it's like, oh my God. Look, if I were 25, all day, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But at 43, turning 44 here rapidly, my desire to be in the car that long, Lord. And I love a good road. Like, in theory, I love a good road trip,
That would be one where you'd have to have a couple of people that were willing to help drive.
Yeah.
Where you could take a stop and, you smoke in the passenger seat while they're driving.
They'd all have to be cigar smokers. Anybody riding with me would have to be a cigar smoker.
Right.
So that nobody would have a problem with that. And yeah, we just basically just drive and smoke and chat. And yeah, you doing that by yourself. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Him driving to Pittsburgh and back. I mean, he's flying solo, man. That sucks.
Right.
So
there's only so much you can talk to yourself and listen to the radio.
Right. And I'm going to say this as a guy who puts out 2 podcasts a week. I can only listen to so much podcasting in the car.
Right.
After a while, it's kind of like, just droning noise, and I have to put on music or something just to keep myself active and going. I can't listen to conversation for that long and stay
not
focused
zone out.
and not zone out and not like get tired. Yeah. So I don't know. I listen to the Cigar Authority on Wednesdays when I do my deliveries. Although this past week I did not. I listened to something else, which is why I'll go ahead and admit this now to everybody. So that's why Friday's show was about the weather and how it impacts cigar smoking. Well, I didn't know that the after show was about that. I, on Thursday night, was sitting there going, what the hell am I going to talk about for Friday's show? I asked, of all things, ChatGPT, give me some show suggestions, and it gave me like 50. And in the first few, it said something about weather and impacting cigar. And I was like, oh, you know what? My temperatures here have been so up and down lately, and I've had so many cigars popping because of the cold and the hot and all this and everything, the wrappers. And I'm like, that's a good topic. That impacts everybody and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And, I'm like, I'll talk about that. I talk about that. Then Friday morning I wake up and I've got a comment on the YouTube from Paul from Texas, came to me with me to PCA, talking about, I feel like I just heard this, blah, blah, blah. You're going to talk about what humidor to buy next? And fucking, we did almost kind of.
Almost.
And anyway, and I'm like, what is he talking? So I text him and I'm like, am I missing something here? He goes, dude, that's what you haven't listened to the after show, have you? I'm like, what are you talking? And I'm like, fuck. So yeah, no, that was just a weird AI coincidence that the after show last week on Wednesday and then my show on Friday both happen to be on the exact same topic. So,
and they do fit, like you said, the time of year.
That's exactly it. So, now if the after show this week is about cigar Christmas gifts, at least I came out first,
I never listened to the after show.
Why is that?
I don't know where to find it. I never see it on YouTube with the other shows.
No, they don't upload the after show to YouTube. That's an audio only deal.
Okay, that's why I never.
Okay, so you're one of their YouTube viewers.
Yeah, I YouTube view.
Okay. No, it's funny because I've talked to Ed, and Ed's talked about it on the show with Dave a few times before, how like the listenership on the after show episodes is lower than the main show. And they're like, I could see that, like in your case, since the after show doesn't go up on YouTube. It does go up on Rumble, but not on YouTube. And
I always hear him talk about it, and I'm like, I can't find it.
Yeah.
And I never thought to the fact that they wouldn't upload that.
But that's interesting. But what I don't understand, and they've asked about this before too, which is why if someone is subscribed to the audio podcast and it's being fed to your feed, and you're gonna get the after show with that because it's on the same feed, why would you not listen to the after show but you would listen to the main show? And that I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get either. Because it's completely different topics, so it's not like...
And it's only like maybe 25 to 30 minutes at most. I
Really?
mean, the after show is a short bit. I mean, it's half an hour at the most, So it's not that much more. But anyway, I don't know. Weird. But no, I just wanted to clarify that no, I didn't purposely rip them off. It just kind of happened. AI gave me a suggestion and I ran with it, and it just so happened that they were thinking the same thing just a day ahead of me. So
you're a good friend of the show, so it's not as big a deal.
Oh, and to be honest, I haven't listened to Saturdays yet either. So for all I know,
it was good.
Did they rip on me about stealing their show idea?
I didn't hear anything about you.
Okay, good. I was wondering. I was like sitting back going like, oh, how much shit am I going to take for this? But oh, that's funny. Well, speaking of YouTube and socials and various things like that, I'm on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook where we have the parishioners group. We've been getting some people joining that again here. It comes in little bursts. It's one of those things where I get like a few people and then like nobody, and then all of a sudden I'll get like 3 or 4. So that's kind of nice. Twitter/X, and you can watch this on YouTube and Rumble. I do need your calls for Ask the Pulpit, so you can call the hotline, area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. Try and get calls in. This episode will come out on Tuesday. Maybe try, if you guys are thinking about it, maybe try and get your calls in pretty quick because with Thanksgiving coming up next week and everything like that, I'm going to be banking a few episodes so that I have a little bit of time to chill and enjoy the holiday. So I'm sure at some point I'm going to need some calls. So if you would, give the hotline a ring and ask your questions or make your comments or, whatever you happen to do. And I would appreciate that because those are always really good to have banked up.
And I would love to hear everyone's thoughts on cutting box press cigars.
There you go. How do they cut box press cigars? And then the other thing I've been mentioning the last few episodes, go to the cigarpulpit.com, sign up for the newsletter. That'll be hitting in January. A little pop-up comes on there. It's free. 1, maybe 2 times a month at most. And it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So, and then Mike, where are you?
I'm on Facebook, Michael Brinker, and I'm a member of the Parishioners group, so you can always contact me through there.
There you go. Well, dude, I appreciate you taking time out.
No problem, man. I had a blast.
Nice to catch up.
I'm going to try to be a little bit more regular and help you out here.
I was going to say, I know you've had a few things going on, but hopefully we can get you back on a little bit more regularly. And, I appreciate it because it gives me somebody to talk to. So it's always fun. So
it's always fun to be here.
All right, Mike. Well, you take it easy. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Later, man.
Later.
And I really want to thank Mike for taking time out of his day. It's always nice to catch up with him for a little bit. And I look forward to seeing him hopefully at Pulpit Fest in October. But, like he said, we'll have him on a bit more regularly. He's had some stuff going on, but, sounds like he's going to have a little bit more time to get on the Zoom and chat with me. And that's nice because I do, like I said, I enjoy talking to him. But then also, it's good to have somebody to talk to. But anyway, like I said, I am going to be banking up some episodes, with Thanksgiving coming up and everything. The next week or two are going to get kind of busy, especially during getting into the holidays. Things get a little hectic, so it wouldn't hurt to have some calls banked up. So this is one more time. I'm going to remind you, give the hotline a call, area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. And leave your comments, questions, concerns, whatever it happens to be, so that I have that for Ask the Pulpit episodes, because those are always nice to do when I'm in a pinch. So anyway, guys, hopefully you learned a little something today and, maybe got some ideas as to how to handle Christmas for yourself or for another cigar lover that you may know. Or, I do really like the idea of, getting the little cigar starter pack for somebody. Maybe you've got somebody that sits with you while you smoke cigars and they don't smoke, and, maybe they might be interested, and it's, maybe, who knows? It might be nice to get somebody, create a cigar buddy so that you have somebody to actually smoke with. So, something to consider. Anyway, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpits. I'm Nick. Everybody, stay safe, stay smooth. Take it easy, everybody.